everybody, Sparhawk OD here again, back in business. Sometimes when I'm looking at a really, like a blue sky, or I'm looking at just a plain white wall, sometimes I see a little bit of a fleck kind of in front of my eye, or a shadow, or kind of a bug looking type thing. Sometimes it can look like a little bit like a spider web, or just a shadow. Never know where I move my eye, and it just follows my eye. Now that might sound familiar to a lot of you that can notice things like that. I hear it all the time, and so I was going to talk about exactly what that is. Now we call that in the industry, it's got a real technical name. We call that a floater, and there's three little types that I wanted to talk about today. Show you what that is and what it would mean for you. For the most part, here's what a floater is. I'm going to give you a little picture here. Now we're looking at the back chamber of the eye right here, and this is then the macula, the very center where you have your sharp vision. Now the light comes in here and it shines, gets focused right to there. Now let's pretend there is a little spot right there, a little bit of a protein that are kind of clumped together, or maybe there's a cell of some sort just kind of floating, suspended in that gel. When the light comes in, it's going to show a little bit of a shadow of that. Now it has to be pretty close to the back of the retina for you to notice that shadow, and it has to be pretty close to the line of sight, or else you just won't see it. But that's in essence what a floater is. Now there's a few types, like I said. Now the first type is absolutely, there's nothing to do about it. It's not a problem. A little bit annoying, of course, but not a problem. The light comes in, there's a little shadow there, a little bit of a cell, a little bit of the proteins kind of clumped together. Nothing to do about it, and that's fine, and that works as long as you know what it is. Then sometimes you'll see it. Sometimes the brain just kind of forgets about it there. A second type of floater is this. Now this vitreous, this gel in the back, is connected here at the optic nerve. And so with time, with age basically, this gel kind of contracts on itself a little bit. And it pulls apart, pulls away from the attachment, so it becomes a detached vitreous. And so there's a little bit of all the connective tissue, or it's really kind of light, but that all comes out and it's floating around. Sometimes we can even see when we look inside your eye, if this is the case. Sometimes we'll actually see an entire ring, but mostly it's just kind of this squiggly thing, and it's off to the side. Every once in a while we'll have someone come in that says, every once in a while I see this bug, and I was always flipping at it, trying to get rid of this gnat that was right here. And it just keeps coming back, and it's always there. And that's what that is. That's become detached, and you're seeing a little shadow off to the side. Again, really not a big issue. If you notice that all of a sudden there's this thing new, it's a good thing to have us take a look at it. If that becomes detached and it's attached to a little blood vessel, we want to make sure that there's no hemorrhaging there. So it's a good thing to have that checked out if you notice all of a sudden a new floater. Now the third type. Now this is the type that you don't want to have. Now let's say you have a retina hole, or some sort of hemorrhage, or a detached retina, something that's happening up here. You get little blood cells, and they're going to be floating down. Okay. What you're going to notice is that there will be this curtain type stuff that'll be just kind of floating up real slow. All of these like little spots, little hazy spots, just kind of floating up. Actually, they're floating down, but in your vision it'll look like they're coming up. Okay, that's the one you want to go in and have checked out right now. Check it out. Get in there to an ophthalmologist right away, because the sooner we detect and we can see this detachment or whatever happened up here, the better. We can, if they need to do some laser treatments around this to make sure that it doesn't become a full detachment, that's what we want to do. If there's a hemorrhage, we want to know why. So if you see a lot of floaters, all of a sudden, call an ophthalmologist right now, and they will, if you explain to them what you're seeing, they're going to say, okay, come in right now, and they're going to see you. So those are the different types of floaters. Basically, there's something suspended in this gel back there. 3 different types. Mostly, most what we see is just absolutely benign. There's no problem with it. But then, you get these problems like that, and it's, that's something significant. So, when you see those little squiggles that follow you around wherever you look, then you know what it is. If you ever have any other questions, let me know. I'm happy to respond to that. And thanks for all the questions that everyone's put up there on YouTube. I appreciate that, and we'll talk to you later.